Hey, this is Russ. I was recording the ride. I got a phone call from my doctor. I was expecting his call because my lab results had come in, and yeah, not the greatest. So he called and I told him, yeah, I was expecting your call. I know exactly what you're going to say. We're going to fix it. So he says, yeah, I know you know what to do. So what we agreed to do is, yeah, I'm back into the area of potential pre-diabetic. And the last time we did that, I dropped the numbers so good because I went back on the diet, did what I was supposed to do, and I got off of it, and I was back into normal ranges again. Well, it's gone up since I started eating more. I think it was after the knee replacement happened. I started eating more again, stuff that I hadn't had for years. And once you get into that habit, you can't get off of it, and next thing you know, your weight has gone up. So everything bad goes along with it. Blood pressure goes up, your cholesterol goes up a little bit, blood sugar levels go up. So he says, yep, you know what to do it. I says, okay, we're doing it. I told him I'd already dropped a couple pounds since the last time we met, and I says, let's revisit it in 6 months. So I told him I will call him or contact him in 6 months. We'll redo the labs again 6 months later to see how my blood results come out. And then, okay, this car behind me is way behind me. It's not triggering anything. I need them to move forward, but they don't move forward. So we'll have to wait for this other car. Hopefully that'll trigger it, but they're turning left. I don't know if that'll trigger it or not. I don't know why these cars hang out so far behind me. They can move forward and hit the sensor. I don't know why they don't understand that. All right, there's more cars coming, so that'll trigger it. So anyways, we're on our way towards the Botanic Gardens. We'll hit the North Branch Trail very shortly. But his call came in and I had to take it, so I had to talk to him about it. And so I said 6 months later, we'll redo the blood work. And if it doesn't improve, then we'll have to talk about what I need to take as far as medications are concerned. I'm hoping that's not the case because I don't really like taking medications, as you know. He knows that too. So we try our best to do it naturally ourselves, to drop it down ourselves. Okay, it didn't trigger anything. This car needs to move forward behind me. He won't do it, and we're going to be stuck. I bet you anything we're not going to get the... Yep, see, we didn't get the light. This guy needs to move forward. If he doesn't move forward, I'm signaling to him, trying to tell him to move forward because it's not going to trigger the light. He's too far back. The car is way too far back to trigger the lights for us. We're not going to get a red light. We're not going to get a green light. I don't think he knows that. This is what happened last time I was here too. The cars aren't in the right position to trigger the stoplights. I don't understand why people don't understand that. I mean, if you've been driving the roads long enough, you should probably know that, you know, your lights are triggered by sensors on the street. At least in our area, they are. And then if you're not there, we're not going to get the light. So I motioned to him to move forward, and he didn't move forward because I need his metal on that sensor, and he's not there. I'm in the crosswalk section right now of a pedestrian crosswalk to give him enough space to do it, but nope, he refuses to do it. So we will eventually end up having to invoke the 2-minute ruling if that's the case. But now I got people in the left turn lanes. I don't know whether they're going to go or not go or whatever. I think what will happen is we'll let the people go with the left turn lane, and then we're going to go past it after the left turners go, because otherwise we're not going to get a signal. That car, I bet you anything he's going to sit there forever. All right, they finally got it. I wasn't going to hang around any longer. So that car is going to be passing us in a second or so. Yeah, I tried to signal to him, telling him move forward. He wouldn't do it. You're not going to hit the bike. I don't know why he was so fearful. Alright, so this is Beckwith Road. This also has cars coming by relatively quickly, but later on we're going to get a bike lane again, which is the converted shoulder. Right here we don't have it. So here's the bike lane. And I would say overall I've been fairly conservative with the riding. I haven't been throttling that hard except for when I had to on certain roads just to compete with the cars. Alright, we're going to pass this guy here. So we're doing about roughly 20 miles an hour. Again, conservative throttling is keeping me in the 500 something watt ranges, and pedal every now and then. I'm pedal assist level 4, which will keep me in the 500 something watt ranges. I know some people look at their pedal assist levels as how fast they can go. I look at it based on my wattage. If I want to conserve my battery, I lower the pedal assist ranges so that it doesn't force it into a higher wattage. My wattage thing is down here. Usually says USB because I got my my phone charging all the time. I do that because a lot of times I use the GPS functions on the map, and so rather than wear down the battery, I just keep it charging up. People have asked me too, where am I charging it to? There's a USB port on the bottom of the display screen, which sends the power to power up my battery on my phone, and then that's coming off of the bike battery, of course. Not all display screens have that. I know the Rev Rover 6 you have to buy a special adapter to do that, but on the 5 it comes with it. It's part of the display. Okay, we got a skunk in the road. Surprisingly, we don't smell it. I don't know why we don't smell that skunk in the road. Alright, so we're going to go onto the North Branch Trail. We're going to take a left turn onto it. This entrance here is Beckwith and Austin. I'm going to stop my map program here. I'm going to move into the lane, and I'm going to signal that I'm going to go turning into the North Branch Trail, which is right here. This is my old stomping grounds. This is where I went when I was a kid. Just my helmet a little bit there. So what time is it right now? It is 9, I'm trying to read that small print, 9:46 a.m. I don't know what time we left. Was it around 8 o'clock? I have no idea. Add up all those past YouTube videos, that'll tell you how long we rode to get here. There we go. Trying to get rid of the map. Alright, what time is it? 9:46. 81% charged. I was low on battery power for my phone when we first started. And of course, running the map doesn't help it either. So keeping it charged up through the USB port is kind of important. Move that out of the way. So right around here we have some stables to our right. You can smell it. You can smell the horses. Yep, yeah, I remember that smell. So yeah, when I was younger, I used to take this path all the time, ride my regular bike, and I didn't go too far on it, but I did take it to the Botanic Gardens a couple of times. We'll take it nice and slow for now. Take it easy. We've been going, quite a distance already, and people have asked, how are you able to stay on the bike seat for so long? Well, I can. We'll do a pass. On your left. I could stay on the bike seat for a long time. I think upgrading to a better saddle is important. I'm using the Magicycle saddle. Again, description has all the stuff that I have and links on Amazon and the like. I typically sit on this thing the entire ride. I think the only time I ever really get off of it is just to change the battery. I'll literally do 64 miles and never even get off the saddle. I seem to be able to do it. It's never really been that problem for me. But I think if I had the original rad saddle, I don't think I could do it. This Magicycle is fairly well padded. Some of them have springs. I don't use the one with the springs, just so that you know. I've had problems in the past with springs being uneven, and I always felt lopsided. So I don't have the spring one, I have the elastomers, which is essentially rubber. Okay, sorry about that. My GoPro battery had died, so I just swapped out the battery here. Just sit and we'll wait our turn here. Cross over. So we are on Harms Road and Goff Road. Okay. We'll make our move. On your left. All right. Here's the thing when you pass people, okay? If you pass people, you gotta go faster than them. Otherwise, they eventually just pass you back up again. So, yeah, it's just something to remember. And of course, I always bump my mirror when I get off the bike, it seems. So I always try to position it so that I can see behind me, but I can see the ground a little bit too. You can see more of who's on the ground on the left. Yeah, as I mentioned before, those are the half-knee mirrors. You can see this link in the description of the video. A lot of people like the half-knee. I do too. It's got a little bit of style to it, but I like the way it fits on the bike. They have a right and a left, but I only use the left because there's no space for me to put the right one on. They also have a blue tinted mirror and a standard non-tinted mirror. I use this non-tinted mirror. So it's just clear glass. So it looks like we're down to 4 bars when I hit the throttle a little bit. 4 out of the 5 bars. That's good. The goal is to try to get this thing to go through the Botanic Gardens and back out of the Botanic Gardens again before switching to the other battery. That way you know that you have enough battery to get you there and enough to get you back. If the 2 batteries had the exact same amount of power in them, you want to be able to go halfway through, halfway back, right? So if you can go more than halfway, then you know you definitely have enough power to get home. But if all things being equal, if the first battery dies before we get there, and I decide to keep going forward with the next battery, that means you might not have enough to get yourself back home, right? This is why you kind of have to really know what is the maximum range on each individual battery, so that you can plan out if you have enough to get around. I mean, if you're going around in circles, probably doesn't mean that much, but when you're going straight out, like I am right now, I'm just going straight out, then you know that you got at least that much to get back, right? You got to have at least enough power to get back. Otherwise, you're going to be pedaling a heavy bike all the way back home. I don't want to do that. This is why I tend to be a little more conservative going there than sometimes I am getting back home. Now, to me, this direction of the path is more interesting than the last one we took when we were heading towards Niles. To me, it's more scenic, and we passed the Skokie Lagoons. We'll see that too. There's 2 ways to go to the Botanic Gardens. There's one way it goes to the left, the other way it goes to the right. Go to the right, it's more scenic. You see the lagoons. You go to the one on the left, you get there maybe a little bit faster, maybe not much, but you get there a little bit faster maybe. It's a little noisier too because you're right next to the highways. And the very first time I ever took this path, I went to the right, but I passed the entrance of the gardens. I didn't know where I was. I had gone all the way around it. Had to go all the way back through the shortcut. On your left. Alright, so here we cannot make this pass. Morning. Thank you. Yeah, it was not safe to make that pass. Simply because that was another e-bike we passed. Simply because you had traffic on the other side of the road and you got the lady with the dog. So if I tried to make the pass, I go into the lane where the traffic on the left was. So that's not good. Now I could do this because it's a walker. On your left. So I know that I have time to be able to do it. Not so with the bike. Yeah, you gotta be safe when you make these passes. You gotta time it right. And if you don't think you could do it, don't do it. So yeah, I think overall this is a more scenic path. Now, I know a lot of you guys have mentioned that you guys like the paths that I'm on. Yeah, I do too. I think we're pretty lucky. This one kind of reminds you of Bussy Woods a little bit because you're going through the forest preserves and stuff. But this one has a lot more things to see. A lot more interesting things. I think the only thing with Bussy that's kind of neat is it has the elk there are elk. I don't think I've shown you guys the elk, because every time we've gone there, we haven't been able to really see them, or they weren't in a good position to see them because my camera was not good on it. But yeah, do a search on some of the older Russ's Ride videos. Just go on to the main channel, you know, just do a search for Russ's Ride, and then you'll find my main listing for the channel. Go on the channel itself, and then, or maybe even just type in Russ's Ride elk or something like that within YouTube, and you'll find a couple of the videos where there were elk. Okay, we're gonna go over this bridge. We're gonna have to pedal a little bit here. This goes over a little road. I don't think it's a highway or anything, but it goes over the top of the road. Let's see if I can grab the camera fast enough. You guys see that? I've learned to grab the camera off my chest and angle it a little bit, let you guys see things. So when it looks a little jerky when I do that, it's because I'm grabbing the camera. I think by now, by the time you see this video, you probably saw the video where the police officer was on the path with me. That was July 4th, I saw him. And yeah, he was going really slow. I don't know how he could do it. I think he was doing like 10 or 11 miles an hour. I have a hard time keeping this bike steady at that speed. I don't know how he does it with the motorcycle. I mean, I know he's throttling. He's not like pedaling or anything like that. So, but he seemed pretty steady on that bike, on that motorcycle. He told me to pass him. You better believe I'm going to pass you. I don't want to do 10 miles an hour all the way behind him. So yeah, we are allowed on the path. That kind of proves it. If I wasn't, he would have pulled me over, right? Nope, we are allowed. So class 2 bikes, no problem. Class 3 bikes maybe could be a problem, right? But they're never going to really check it, I don't think. Because I had the Magicycle with me when I was riding it. He doesn't know what's a class 2 or class 3 on the bike. And plus, we were going so slow. What is he going to pull you over for that? He won't do that. So you can set up the Magicycle. Originally, it was set up for class 2 anyways. If you unlock it, then you can do class 3. This Rad Rover 5 is also a class 2 bike. Yeah, so we're 4 out of the 5 bars. I'm flicking bugs off of me. I saw a bug climbing on my arm. I will say that the bugs this year has been a lot more than past year. Trees are hanging down here. Branches are hanging a little low. Yeah, I once got hit in the face by a branch. Did I ever tell you guys that? I know if you've been with me for a while, you probably heard the story, but for you new guys, yeah, there was no branch on anywhere near the areas that I typically ride, so I was not expecting it, and sure enough, maybe it was after a rainstorm or something, one branch was hanging down, I rode right past it, right into the face. I was not expecting that. So you gotta look every single time, I guess. Can't assume nothing's there, because sometimes things are there. Alrighty. Wide open area again. A little bit further up, we'll hit into the Skokie Lagoons. It's always nice to see that. I fished there before. so we're gonna wait a little bit here until I see a clear open path. I don't take the passing. On a curve, no way. You don't know what's ahead. This, I believe, is New Trier High School. New Trier, is there a north, east, west? I don't know. All right, we'll take our pass. On your left. On your left. So yeah, you gotta have a clear path to pass, otherwise, you know, if you're trying to pass on a curve that's blind, that's not safe. And like I said, if you pass somebody, you better keep going fast, because you don't want them having to pass you again. So you gotta get way ahead of them. So yeah, 4 out of the 5 bars. We're gonna go into the tunnel. See, I said it correctly this time. A lot of times I say under the tunnel. You're not under it, you're in it. And I think my light has died on me. I didn't charge it. So my front headlight is dead. I could turn on the rad light. And maybe I should do that. Okay, there we go. That should turn it on. It's the mode and up button at the same time. That should turn on the rad's light itself. That'll give me a little bit of visibility, so people coming towards me will see it. I have that mounted below my basket. Now, I took that light off on the Magicycle. Now, you know, if that other light ever went out on me, I would have a problem, because I don't have a light there anymore. I took it off altogether. Because you know, it sticks out, right? Like, it just sticks out right in front of the basket here. I says, I don't need that thing. I got the other light. But like in this situation where this light has essentially died, because I didn't charge it in a while, having that other light is a better deal, right? Okay, so we stop here. That car is stopping for me, so thank you very much. We wave thank you. We move forward. Some cars will stop. They see it and they said, no, we'll let them get through, keep them safe. They'll stop the other cars behind them, right? So always wave thank you. So how we doing? We're at 24.2 miles into the ride already. Let's lower ourselves to pedal assist level 3. Save a little more power. So what do you guys think about this this path? It's pretty nice, huh? Don't you think? We are very lucky. We have dedicated bike paths. I think I leave the word trail to like gravel. Paths, paved paths. And one time I was out here, I did see a deer out here as well. You know, the 3-mile path that I usually take that goes around in a circle. Well, it's actually an oval. I see a number of deer there all the time. Last year, saw one this year. I did a video recently too about how safe are we while we're riding. Yeah, you know, I was reading stories about out in San Francisco, people were getting like bike jacked, like hijacked, bike jacked. People stealing their bikes. Gotta be careful. You gotta keep your eyes open on things. Because you never know. You never know. You never can tell. Alright, I see water to the right of me, but there's too many trees for you guys to see it. We'll see a clearer view of it as well later. Because we are by the Skokie Lagoons area. Yeah, I've fished Skokie Lagoons before. I don't know if I ever caught anything here. Maybe. I don't do very well fishing these things. I've had better success fishing for salmon out of Lake Michigan, but I had to go a distance to do it. Like I tried my best at Waukegan Harbor for years, a couple years actually. Went there so many times, never caught a thing, and then some guy took pity on me. He was on one of the fishing forums, and he told me how to do it, and told me to go up to Wisconsin. So I went to Wisconsin, and sure enough, that's when I caught my first salmon. And then from that point on, I was catching salmon all the time. Well, not all the time. Whenever I caught something, okay. Yeah, there's definitely a technique. You got to know the technique. You got to know how fast to retrieve and what type of lures to use and what depths to go at, all sorts of things. So until somebody shares that with you, or if you watch some type of instructional video that tells you how to do it, you could be out there forever and never catch anything. So okay, let me tell you about a fishing site that I watch on YouTube. It's called Thunder Mist Lure Company, I think. Thunder Mist Lures. I've been watching them for years. What I like about his channel is, you know, obviously they're there to try to sell their fishing lures, which I've bought before. But weekly, I think it's on Tuesdays, he comes out with a video. They'll go fishing, and he's usually out on the boat, but sometimes he's also on the shore. But he'll tell you how to fish. He'll tell you some of the techniques and the things to do. I like that better than guys that are just fishing. I want to learn. I want to find out, how do I do it? And so until somebody teaches you how to do it, you don't really know if you're doing it right or wrong. And that was the problem I had while I was fishing out of Waukegan Harbor. I didn't know how to do it. I just figured, well, I'm going to try as I may. Never got anything. You got to know how to do it. There is some technique to it. All right, so how are we doing here on the path here? So far, we're doing pretty good. It's been nice and cool. It's not real hot yet. Like I said, it's going to hit 80 degrees by the time I head back home. We've gone 25.5 miles. So if I turned around right now, we're at a 50-mile mark, right? It'd be the exact distance getting back. But like I said, I believe typically this bike ride is about 64 miles for me round trip if I do the entire Botanic Garden ride. If I don't mess up. If I don't go the wrong directions, I might add some to it. All right, we keep on going. How's our time here? 10:13 in the morning. Not too bad. I should have taken a better look at what time we actually started. I think we started around 8. Did we start around 8? 8:30? I don't know. 8:15? I have no idea. Let's say it was 8:15. We've been going for about 2 hours now, at least. Okay, so now let's take a look. On your right, that is part of the Skokie Lagoons. Okay, we're gonna pass more of it. Keep going. Skokie Lagoons goes quite a distance, so there's plenty of places you can fish off of it. I think the only thing we've ever caught out of there for me is maybe a bass or so, and then bluegills or something. But yeah, they have other species in there too. Okay, I think we caught catfish out of there too. All right, we will not pass on a curve. Do not pass on a curve. Hi. Skokie Lagoons, Tower Road boat launch, it says. Okay, now if we take the left over here, that's the shortcut. Not really shortcut, that's the other route. If we go this direction, we go through the Skokie Lagoons area.